So FIFA 18 is about to be released and gamers everywhere are wetting themselves with excitement, despite the fact it's probably going to be FIFA 17 with a shinier cover. But let's take a look at FIFA 08 and the players that EA Sports predicted would go far, but who never did. Bojan. When FIFA 08 was released, Bojan was being touted as the next great hope of Barcelona. Lionel Messi was already a seasoned veteran at the age of 20. In September 2007, the month the game was released, Bojan made his official debut for Barca just 2 weeks after his 17th birthday, breaking Messi's record to become the youngest Barcelona player to feature in a La Liga match. He went on to become the club's youngest ever goal scorer in a league game, finished the campaign with 10 goals and was tipped for stardom. Well, it's 10 years later and not even Stoke City want him anymore. The forward left for Roma in 2011, was bought back to the Nou Camp in 2013, where he never featured and instead took in a dull loan spell with Ajax, before initially shining for the Potters when he signed for them in 2014. Injuries have not been kind to the Spaniard though, and he's just been loaned to Deportivo Alaves on a season-long loan deal. So no FIFA, he has not become the Ballon d'Or frontrunner and rival to Messi that you might have thought. Hatem Ben Arfa. In Hatem Ben Arfa's own head, he probably is a 91. It was only last year at the age of 29 and fresh from a 17-goal campaign with Nice that he predicted he could still catch the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. I wonder what the PSG reserves make of that, because he can't even make the bench at the minute. The talented Frenchman, alongside Karim Benzema, was a starlet of the Lyon side during the mid-2000s and helped the club to 4 successive league titles. This was before PSG came in and emptied their wallet all over the competition. A move to Marseille in 2009 brought about another title, but a breakdown in relations saw him move to Newcastle in 2010. Despite being poleaxed by Nigel de Jong, there is a surprise. 2 months into his time at the club, the Frenchman bounced back to become a fan favourite before further controversy saw him frozen out, chucked out on a failed loan spell to Hull City, before he moved to Nice in 2015. Now, in the autumn of 2017, the once promising Frenchman is 30 years old and has been forgotten by all, including those who currently employ him. Ricardo Quaresma. There was once a time when Ricardo Quaresma looked like he might rival Cristiano Ronaldo as his homeland's shining light. Having been let go by Barcelona in 2004, the Portugal international lit up FC Porto for 4 years, and so it's no surprise he was tipped for a rating of 90 in 2007. In the space of 18 months, that was made a complete mockery of. A move to Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan in 2008 proved a complete waste of time, as 32 appearances over 2 seasons would dictate. A loan spell to Chelsea was even more of a disaster, featuring just 5 times. It wasn't even worth his time buying a ticket to London. For the last 8 years, he's bounced between Turkey, Egypt, Portugal and Turkey again, but to be fair to the man, at least he's still getting into his national team. Alberto Aquilani. Rafa Benitez, do you want to field this one? Okay, Liverpool fans, at least this is proof that Alberto Aquilani was at least rated by some people at one point, and not just plucked from thin air by a desperate Benitez, with Xabi Alonso packing his bags for Madrid and Gareth Barry smelling the cash in Manchester. Aquilani was 23 when FIFA 08 came out, but was already one of Roma's most influential midfielders. Since then, he's failed at Anfield, done well at Fiorentina, and taken in short spells at Sporting Lisbon, Pescara, Sassuolo, and now Las Palmas, alongside another former Premier League player who's recently fallen on hard times. Carlos Vega. I don't know what EA Sports saw in Carlos Vega 10 years ago. Maybe it was because he was young and being coached by Arsene Wenger, back when the Frenchman still commanded respect in the game and wasn't being hounded out by all 4 corners of the press on a monthly basis. The then 18-year-old was rated 56, so best of luck if you signed him in your first season, but would reach a potential of 90. I hope this man still has a copy of the game at home at least, because he certainly never became one of the greatest strikers on the planet in real life. Am I being a bit harsh? Maybe. His goal return for Real Sociedad is decent, if not spectacular. 72 in 230 games, but his time in England was pretty much non-existent. 13 goals across 70 games for both Arsenal and West Brom. Curlon. Right, this is exactly why you shouldn't judge players off YouTube. If you did, then you might as well go and sign the F2 freestylers, but don't be surprised if they have the tactical nous of a bag of crisps. Curlon had the world talking 10 years ago when he was shown juggling the ball on his head like a seal for the Brazil under-20 side. It looks neat, but try that in the Northern Premier League and watch how long it'll take hungover Big Pete from Burton to knock you into next week with a shoulder barge. Inter Milan fell for the teenager's party trick, but injuries curtailed his impact. Also, the realisation that managers in European football tend to like their players to use their feet every now and then. He never played for Inter or Ajax when he was loaned to them, and trickled into obscurity through Japan, Miami, Malta, Brazil and finally Slovakia, where he now plays at the age of 29. 88? Come on now, this man has never even been capped. Jonathan de Guzman. Jonathan de Guzman's lasting memory in English football is him trying to bat off a whiny Nathan Dyer, acting like a pouting 5-year-old during the Capital One Cup final 4 years ago when he wasn't allowed to take a penalty. But the Dutchman did well during his 2 years on loan at Swansea City, and with the likes of Feyenoord, Villarreal and Napoli on his CV, he's carved out a decent career for himself. Has he lived up to his billing of 85 though? No. At the age of 30, he's currently at Eintracht Frankfurt and is finding it increasingly difficult to get into one of the worst Dutch sides in recent memory. Michael Johnson. What sort of unfulfilled potential list would it be without a visit from old pal Michael Johnson? A sad story. Johnson would have hoped to have left a better legacy than providing an example of what can happen when things go wrong. Having broke through at Man City as a teenager, yeah, that did happen at the Etihad once upon a time. He was hailed as the next Steven Gerrard by Sven-Göran Eriksson. Injuries disrupted his progress though, and he only made 4 league appearances across 3 seasons before being chucked out to Leicester City on loan during the 11-12 campaign, where he took to the field 9 times. He went on to have several brushes with the law before being released at the back end of 2012 at the age of 24. He went on to explain that he'd been receiving treatment for mental health problems for years and would be grateful if he could now be left alone to live the rest of his life. As of January 2015, he runs his own estate agent's business. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.